Hi, I'm Norm, and this is my true life story. My family grew up in church up until I was in about 5th grade. I don't really have many memories of going to church, and then they kind of stopped going to church. And we didn't go to church most of our growing up. There was a short time in junior high where I went to church, and I prayed a prayer. There was a revival. They invited us forward. I prayed a prayer. I got baptized, and I probably went to church for about a solid 4 weeks in a row, about a month. But for me, that was enough. I got the gospel bug. I was sure I was a believer because I'd done what I was told to do. I didn't go to church the rest of high school. Several of my friends were Christians, and we'd talk about what it meant to be a believer, but they would always just kind of look at me and just kind of nod because they knew that I wasn't a believer. When I went to college, I got the opportunity to go eat some pizza with some guys. Anytime you're in college and someone offers free pizza, you go. And I sat down and they began telling me about Jesus being liar, Lord, or lunatic. And I saw where it's going. I'm like, guys, I'm a believer. You don't need to tell me about Jesus. And they said, really? Well, if you're a believer in Jesus, then what changed when you came to Christ? And I thought for a moment. I said, nothing. And they went on telling me about Jesus being liar, Lord, or lunatic. I thought, what's wrong with these guys? Why do they keep going? I told them I'm saved. And it took about a year. It took till the next summer for me to start going to church. My life had pretty well spiraled down where I thought, well, I'm already a believer. I don't need that. I need to just get back into church. So I started going to church, and I began to hear the gospel for the first time. I began to hear that I was lost and that Jesus died for my sins, that I could be saved and rescued and redeemed. And all of a sudden I realized, man, back then when I prayed a prayer and got dunked and nothing changed, well, then nothing changed. I wasn't saved. So I said, I don't want to go to hell. I want to go to heaven. I told my friends, I want to go to heaven. Tell me how to get to heaven. Tell me what I need to say, what I need to do. And they said, well, are you ready to give up all the junk in your life? And I said, no, I don't want to give up the junk. I just want to not go to hell. And they said, you're not ready. And it took about another month where I finally said, you know what? That's it. That's it. I don't want that anymore. I don't want that stuff. I just want Jesus. And I accepted Jesus as my Savior. And, you know, I couldn't get enough. I couldn't get enough of the Bible. A friend of mine, we would break into church at night so we could study the Bible. I would Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night. When else did you meet? We would drive around for hours in a car and pray. I thought that's everyone's experience when they first started going to church. I thought, man, this is amazing. I wrote down what God had done in my life, and God began opening the door for me to go and tell others about how God had saved me from my wretched life. And eventually, God allowed me, gifted me, and called me into the ministry so I could do it every day. That's my true life story.